Hey everyone, Fubs here with another map tactic, and this time it's the turn of Overlord. This is a map where I see a lot of people that don't really understand some of the areas of the map. This map is due to change, I'm told, which will be interesting. The changes that I've heard of is this area here, and these here. They're supposed to be lowering those ridges to make it easier to fight over the ridges. I'm not sure if they're going to do it with the whole thing, but the ridges in that area certainly, I've been told they're going to be lowering the ridges, and they're also going to make the beach kind of higher up, so you don't have to go down so much, and then when you're coming back up you don't have to come uphill so much, so it should actually make this quicker. Just very quickly then, doesn't matter which spawn you're playing. This, if I can do it with that, this whole area is basically just a no-go zone. Unless you're in something super fast, I would not go there, because you're out the game forever. And this is what people don't tend to understand. Even if you win that area, so what? It gives you nothing. All you can do is shoot up that little channel there, or the same this end. You know, you cannot affect the cap circles from there. You cannot decap. You cannot put pressure on the cap. You cannot attack anything that's on 90% of the map. You just control a tiny bit of sand. It is worthless. It can be worth having a spotter there, just so you get a bit of information. Maybe if you're in a scout, you could maybe do a rundown, but generally speaking, you'll have TDs that will be camping in a position that can kind of see that anyway. But let's get started. Let's start with base 2, because I feel that base has a slight advantage. If you're in artillery then from base 2, you start over in this area, and that is fine. You can stay there. There's plenty of houses and things that you can use for a bit of cover. Or you can come over. This is another place that I like playing. It's just at the top of the slope there. And you can play kind of on the slope or on the rock. If you do notice that you have quite a few tanks push onto the beach, it can also be worthwhile going over here. There is a ridge there you can use to hide behind. The advantage of that is it gives you better shots into the heavy area just here, and this obviously gives you better shots than this does as well. The downside to it, as I said, is that once you're down there, you know, if something comes along, you ain't going to be able to get off the beach. You're going to die. And that the beach is tactically not that important, but at least with artillery you can hit pretty much the whole map anyway. Again, with the other team, you can, if you want to, stay over here in these bushes. There's plenty of cover there. Again, or you can play the slope, or you can come down onto the beach. But these are just really, if you notice you've got quite a few tanks go on the beach and you want to either support them or just hide behind them so that you're not going to get killed too quickly yourself. If you are in a heavy tank, please do not go on the beach. If you do, you are the kind of person that makes my blood boil. But there we go. If you're in a heavy tank, you might want to play in this area. You can play this as well, but it tends to be this kind of area here that is the heavy brawling zone, and the same goes for both sides really. There's a couple of little things that you can use to hide behind on either side and fighting around the corners. What you need to be careful of in your heavies is that there's TD camps here and here normally, so we'll go ahead and put them in as well. And they normally tend to camp kind of on the edge of the cliff, which gives them good shots. But more importantly than that, you sometimes get them hiding behind that rock as well, is it gives them shots down here as well, and the same from there. You know, it gives them shots down onto the beach if anything does come that way. So this is what I was saying about the TDs can spot as well as being able to shoot down there, and anything, you know, that tries to come up has got to come up either through there or through there, and it's very easy to focus them down as they come up. So again, another good reason there not to go to the beach. If you are in a medium tank, then you are likely to either be playing this bowl area in the middle, or more likely to be playing on this ridge. And again, the same goes to the base 1 there. And light tanks, you can group up with your mediums maybe. There is a good area just here that you can do a quick spot at the start of the game, again from both sides. You know, you can group up with your mediums, or you can do a quick spot near the middle there, and that will give you a lot of information on where the enemy tanks are going, and obviously that can be very important. Light tanks can get there normally in time to see quite a lot of the early deployment, so it is well worth going there. It can really affect your chances to win. The other place that you might want to go, of course, is into here, and if it's clear, you know, if you're poking this ridge and you're not getting spotted, then you may decide that you want to move over, and once you can get control of this ridge from this space, or this ridge from this space, then you can really start and get some really good spots, and depending on your tank, your gun depression, your camo, etc, where the enemy are, then sometimes you can even start to put in a few shots and make a nice tidy score for yourself. So that is pretty much it for this one. Again, what I would say is this whole area here, just don't go there, at least until they change the map and they make it a bit higher, and it just takes too long to get down, push along, and to come back up again because of the ground resistances and things. And you're so much more valuable to put your tank in a fight there or in a fight there. If I was to just quickly do, which one would it be? It would be that one, wouldn't it? If I was just to quickly do kind of that and that is your two main brawling zones. And again, it tends to be like your heavier tanks there and your lighter tanks there. If you notice that you've got a heavy advantage, push this area quite aggressively, unless they've got a hell of a lot of TDs. And likewise, if you notice you've got a medium advantage or light advantage, then you might want to think about pushing that. Because they're quite close together, it tends to be that, you know, if you push through and you can get around, you can really cause then a big problem for the others, because you can be shooting them in the back whilst they're getting shot in the front as well. So really important in this one is that you try and play it quickly. The longer it takes, the harder it actually becomes to win a flank on this. But anyway, that's Overlord, and next time we're going to be going on to one of the maps that I hate the most in the game, Paris. But there's not really too much more to say. I think I'm about 52 subscribers away now from reaching 500, so if you know anyone that might be interested in these videos, give them a shout, because when we get to 500 I will be doing some sort of a giveaway. Not to give too much away at the moment though. Right, until next time guys, thanks for tuning in and take care.